Pugh admitted to taking money from charities and nonprofits under the disguise of book deals and then used those funds for her own personal gain.
WJZ investigator Mike Helgren is live downtown to break down what happened. He's been following this story for us. Hey, Mike.
Nicole and Rick, unlike most defendants here, Pugh was allowed to be chauffeured to the front steps of this courthouse. For years, she used her position of power and influence to enrich herself. She told the judge today that she was anxious, but she had nothing to say to the citizens of Baltimore. Do you have anything to say to the citizens of Baltimore, Mayor Pugh?
Anything to say, Mayor Pugh?
Disgraced former Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh was silent as she left court following a guilty plea in a massive corruption scheme that forced her out of office. She admitted to tax evasion and conspiracy charges, 4 of the 11 counts against her as part of a plea deal with the federal government. Here's the scheme. Pugh got money for her Healthy Holly children's book series from well-connected business leaders and organizations like the University of Maryland Medical System, where she sat on the board. She then gave the books to charities and Baltimore City schools, but some of those books were never even printed. Some she sold twice, and Pugh took the lion's share of the cash for herself, more than $500,000, to fund her campaign and pay for a new house. She said little in court, agreeing as prosecutors read details of her crimes. She was so soft-spoken she could barely be heard in the courtroom.
She betrayed the trust placed in her by the public. We need dedication and professionalism from our leaders, not fraud and corruption.
Pugh disguised the money funneled to her campaign because she feared she had appeared desperate. She acknowledged taking $100,000 from a businessman to buy a bigger house to entertain people once becoming mayor, and she gave campaign aide Gary Brown Jr. a city job where he worked on her book scheme. The crimes were going on throughout her tenure as mayor.
This was a scheme that was sophisticated and complicated, and the people who were involved in the conspiracy, Mayor Pugh and Mr. Brown, they took steps to conceal what was going on, and that'll be among the factors that Judge Chasnow takes into account when she imposes sentence in February.
And according to the guidelines, Pugh could serve as little as 5 years, but the judge can really sentence her to whatever she wants. Pugh had to surrender her passport in the courtroom here today. Live at 7 downtown, Mike Helgren, WJZ.